Here we've got Simmered Golden Pheasant from Naboo. I'm going to show you how to make it right now. We are cooking out of the Star Wars, the Ultimate Cookbook. This was written by Chef Strono Tuggs, also known as Cookie. So today we're making Simmered Golden Pheasant, which is a delicacy from Naboo. All right, so we're going to start off by making a roux. We're making a roux from Naboo. With your Naboo roux, or with any roux, you have to make sure you don't burn it. You're gonna melt 5 tablespoons of butter in a saucepan. The plan is that I'm following Cookie's recipe to the letter. So if you're seeing me do something and it's like, oh, well, that's not the way to do that, let me know in the comments. But I'm trying to make this as authentic to Naboo as I can. But I do know from experience that you do not want to burn your roux. If you burn your roux, you're screwed, and you have a screwed Naboo roux, and you just have to throw it out and you start over. Okay, so your butter is melted. In goes a half a cup of cornstarch. You're gonna put your heat down low, mix in your cornstarch, and then you're going to stir constantly for about 15 minutes. And you might say, I don't need to stir constantly. I can walk away from this, and when I come back, it'll be fantastic. And you would be wrong. All right, it's been a little more than 15 minutes. It's been about 17 minutes. I've been stirring constantly. I don't know, I'm a little colorblind. I think this is golden brown. It's definitely smelling done. I'm hesitant to have it go any further. So we're gonna turn off the heat now. We're adding in an ancient Gungan spice mix, which is curry powder, turmeric, cumin, allspice, garam masala, and paprika. All things that you can find on Naboo. Mixing that into our roux, right there. I never really thought about Gungans cooking, because don't they live under the water? Like in like those little bubbles? Like do they cook in their little bubble houses, or do they cook on the surface of Naboo and then like bring the food down? I don't know, I'd be nervous having a fire down there. Now we're moving on to the next step. I should have done the roux in a smaller pot because this is my big pot. So I poured the roux out and set it aside. To the pot, you're adding about a tablespoon of olive oil over medium-high heat, and then you're gonna add garlic, ginger, and onions. And it said to cut the onions in wedges, which I have never done before. So I don't know, I think those are wedges. We are going to saute that up. It's gonna take about 2 minutes for it to be, you wanna get it soft, you don't wanna get it all browned, but you wanna get them nice and softened. While your aromatics are softening, you want to get the star of the dish, which is the Nabooan Golden Pheasant. Now, if you don't have golden pheasant or you can't find golden pheasant, you can use chicken. They taste very, very similar. A lot of people always say that golden pheasant tastes like chicken. Okay, so the aromatics have been going for a couple of minutes, and now we're going to add our golden pheasant. Golden pheasant goes right in. I left the overhead fan on during this part of the video, so I had to cut the sound out because it sounded terrible. But you add in golden pheasant stock to your stew, you bring it up to a boil, then you add in diced potatoes and sliced carrots and some grated Fuji apple to make it sweet. And also to make it sweet, you add in some honey, and then you're also going to add in a little bit of salt. This ancient Gungan spice mix is very popular with the royal court on Naboo. So it's very likely that Queen Amidala, or what was his name, Banaka, they ate it, and maybe even that overreacting guy.
A communications disruption can mean only one thing: invasion.
Could only mean one? That's the only thing it could mean? Maybe it's unplugged. Anyway, it's back up to a boil, and we're gonna turn the heat down to low. We're gonna let it simmer, covered, for 25 minutes. Okay, our stew has been simmering for 25 minutes. Let's see how it looks. Well, looks like stew. So what we're gonna do now is we're going to add back in our roux. Remember that roux has got that special blend of Gungan herbs and spices. So we're going to add in the roux. That's what's going to thicken up this stew. So you add that in, and then we're going to add a tablespoon of ketchup and a tablespoon of tamari. Shake up the ketchup. Not falling for that again. All right, so about a tablespoon. There we go. Let's go a little extra for good luck. And then we got a tablespoon of tamari. Okay, that's about a tablespoon of that. Okay, then we stir this up. You can see it's already thickening. Let's bring that back up to a boil. It shouldn't take long. All right, so that's boiling. We're gonna bring that back down to a simmer. We're gonna cover it, and we're gonna let that simmer for 10 minutes so it can thicken up. Our simmered golden pheasant has been simmering for 10 more minutes. Let's open it up and see what we got. All right, it smells great. Now it's nice and thickened up. All right, so we've got a bowl of rice. A little bit of this to our bowl. Get a little bit more stew. All right, let's give it a shot. Let's try with the rice and all of the stuff. Here's the chicken. Sorry, not the chicken. I'm so sorry, I apologize to everybody. You can use chicken, but this is obviously golden pheasant from Naboo. Okay, it's good. It's kind of almost like a hybrid between Japanese curry and Indian curry, because it's got the sweet of the honey and the apple, but it's not like a full Japanese curry. That would be much sweeter, but it's good. Yum. All right, there you go. If you want the full recipe, you can get it in this book, Star Wars, the Ultimate Cookbook, and there's a link in the show notes to buy it. And if you buy it with that link, I get a little bit of a kickback, so you're supporting the channel. So thank you so much for watching. This is Ryan from Fandom Feast, and we will see you on the next one. Gungan you later.